Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you the all new 2023 Honda HR-V. So for 2023 the Honda HR-V was completely redesigned, so I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you. And behind me is the sport trim. So there's three trims to choose from. There is the LX, Sport, and EXL. So let's go ahead and review this sport trim and show you all the features this one has. Under the hood, there is a 2.0 naturally aspirated four-cylinder engine. It is connected to a CVT transmission. All HR-Vs come with the same engine and the same transmission, and this engine produces 158 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque, and the fuel economy numbers are 25 in the city, 30 highway, and 27 combined. And as you guys see, there is a ton of space right here in the front. I think Honda could put a V8. If you guys are curious about the color is called Platinum White, and it does look pretty good on this HR-V. The red would be definitely my first choice, but this white will be my second. So Honda does a great job with their white. Coming to the front, it does look nice, and I really like the new design. And it does have a very similar look as the new Civic, especially with the headlights. And a lot of people say that it does look like a Ford Escape, but honestly it doesn't really look like it that much in person. Maybe over the pictures and the videos I've seen, yes it does a little bit, but in person I don't think it does. Anyways, for the headlights, everything right here is LED, and even on the LX trim everything is going to be LED. I really love the way how the turn signal indicators look like on this HR-V. They're nice and bright and they look very luxurious, so I think Honda did a great job with the turn signal indicators here in the front. The high beam and the low beam are sitting in reflectors, and overall I really like the design of the headlights, or the headlight housing. Here is a grille. It is finished in flat black. I really wish it was finished in gloss black. The previous Sport HR-V trims were finished in gloss black, but this all new is finished in flat black. The rims and the mirror caps are finished in gloss black, but I really wish that everything right here in the front was finished in gloss black. But overall I think the front looks pretty good. There is a bottom grille, and the grille itself looks nice. Honda badge is finished in chrome. There is a functional side vent, and yeah, overall I think Honda did a great job with the front of this Honda HR-V. From certain angles it kind of looks like a Lamborghini Urus or Urus, whatever is it called, but yeah, I really think this thing looks good. But let's go ahead and move to the side and I'll show you the side view of this HR-V. Here is the side view of this Honda HR-V, and it does look pretty good from the side. I personally think it's the best looking compact SUV now, or CUV, and I think it's the biggest one now if I'm not mistaken. This sport trim has 7.3 inches of crown clearance, and I think if you go with the LX and the EXL you're slightly going to get less ground clearance. For the rims, they're finished in matte black, and they do have an okay look to them. The size is 225, 55, 18, and honestly those rims don't even look 18 to me because of the size of this SUV. All window trims are finished in black. The mirror cap is finished, or the mirror caps are finished in gloss black. There is a turn signal indicator on the mirror with a blind spot monitoring system, and the fender flares are finished in plastic, but very nice thin plastic. Even the bottom right there is finished in plastic, so a little bit of plastic on the side, which I don't mind at all. There is a gloss black spoiler. There is no sunroof on this sport trim. You have to go with the EXL trim to be able to get a sunroof. And yeah, overall I really think that Honda did a great job with the design from the front, the back, and the side. But let's go ahead and move to the back and I'll show you the back view of this HR-V. Alright guys, so here is the back of this HR-V, and honestly the back looks very nice. I think Honda did a great job with the back of it. It does look like an Acura, and definitely the back of this HR-V looks nice and sporty. The sport badge is finished in black, or matte black, but the HR-V badge is finished in chrome, which is kind of weird. I really wish that both were finished in chrome or both were finished in matte black, because this is the sport trim. The Honda badge is finished in chrome. All-wheel drive is right there. Here is the wiper, and third brake light is up there. The spoiler is finished in gloss black, And for the taillights, everything right here in the back is LED, and I really love the design of the taillights. I think Honda did a great job with the design of the taillights, and the reverse is LED, which is nice. And the bumper is finished in flat black. There is an okay looking reflectors. There is some brushed aluminum in the bottom and single exhaust tip, and that exhaust tip is connected to the exhaust pipe, so there's no fake exhaust tips. But I personally think the back of this HRV looks good. Here's a key of this Honda HRV. The key looks nice. It is the new key. The Civic was the first one to get it. But yeah, it is a nice small key, feels very solid, and it has a really nice weight to it. A little bit of chrome in the bottom, but mainly finished in flat black and gloss black. There is 5 buttons on this key: lock, unlock, tailgate release, a remote start, and a panic button. This tailgate release button basically just unlocks the SUV. I don't think any of the HRVs have powered liftgate, so this button will unlock it, and then you have to open the liftgate manually. The liftgate opens nice and quick, and it feels very nice and light. There is a very good amount of space in the back of this HRV, and the opening is nice and big. The loading floor is nice and low, so getting things in and out is very easy. Right here on the left there is an LED light, another LED light on the right. There is a 12 volt right here, and 2 tie downs right there, more tie downs right there, and underneath there is a good amount of storage place right here, so a lot of cuppies or holes. And here are the jack and the jack tools, the fuel filler, and underneath this foam piece there is the spare tire. So I'm glad that there is a spare tire in the back, or in this HRV. Let's go ahead and drop the seats down, and I'll show you the amount of space with the seats down. I was going to drop the seats down, but I wanted to show you actually how to do it. So there is this right here. Just press on it and then move the seat to the front. Do the same exact thing for the other side. Very easy to do, and the seats do go nice and flat, and there is seriously a good amount of space in the back of this HRV with the seats down. Here is a front door panel of this all new HRV, and the door panel looks alright. I really like the orange stitching. This top portion right here is nice and soft, so this whole thing right here is nice and soft, but this right here is plastic. It does feel very cheap plastic, very empty. Not a big fan of it. The door handle feels nice and solid, finished in brushed aluminum. There is this gloss black trim, and the armrest is extremely soft. This is probably the softest and the most comfortable probably armrest I ever seen. I love the stitching, and there's more of that stitching right there. The window switches, mirror controls, everything looks good, very high quality. The front 2 windows are automatic up and down, mirror controls, door locks. There is a speaker in the bottom, a little bit of gloss black around it, an okay amount of storage place, and I really love the design in the bottom. So definitely Honda did a great job with the design in the bottom, but I'm not a big fan of the plastic in the middle. For $28,000, there's a good amount of plastic, so I really wish that Honda used a little bit more soft materials on this door panel. For the seats, they're nice and comfortable. Design looks alright. I really like the orange stitching, but something that I really hate is the fact that the seats are manual. For $28,000, I really wish they were automatic. I get it, it's an HRV, but the price is expensive for it to have manual seats. But let's go ahead and move inside this HRV, and I'll show you how it looks like from the inside. Alright, so here's the interior of this all new 2023 Honda HRV, and honestly, the interior looks very good. So it does have the same interior as the Civic, so it does have basically that long vent, same climate controls, and overall it's a good looking interior. So it seems like that Honda is going with that long vent or long yeah, that honeycomb long vent on all their cars. They did it in the Civic, they did it in the HRV, and they might be doing it on all their models. But anyways, steering wheel has a nice design to it. This is the sport trim, so it does have the orange stitching. I don't think the other trims actually receive the orange stitching. And the steering wheel is wrapped in leather. The leather feels nice and smooth, and the steering wheel design looks good. I really like the gloss black trim. And right here on the left there is the seat buttons, volume controls, home, and voice command. And on the right there is the Honda sensing controls, so you'll have the adaptive cruise control, steering assist, the main button, and the cruise controls. And on the right there is the wiper controls for the front and back, and on the left is the headlight controls. And for the gauges, the left is an LCD screen, the right is analog, and you could go through a few things right here on that LCD screen. You could, let's say if you want to put range and fuel on it, you could do that. You could do the all-wheel drive torque distribution, so you could have different things inside of the RPM gauge. And yeah, overall high quality screen. I really like the vent, and by the way, this is very nice and soft. Again guys, I really like the orange stitching, and I think this is only on the sport trim if I'm not mistaken. There is a small tiny storage place right here, and here is the traction control button. And for the screen, it's a 7-inch screen. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The EXL trim has a 9-inch screen, and it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This screen looks alright. I really wish it was a little bit bigger. For $28,000, I think Honda could have put an 8-inch screen. Here is a backup camera. It's not flickering like this in person. It's just my camera. Anyways, it does have rear cross traffic. It does have 3 different views. It does have narrow, wide, and down. And there is a tune knob, volume knob, and a few shortcuts in the bottom. And here is the honeycomb air vent. This whole thing right here is not functional, just only this, and the one all the way to the right is functional. But I really like the style, and you could lock the vents by moving them to the left. Here is the emergency light button. Climate controls are very easy to use. They're one zone climate control. You have to go for the EXL to be able to get the dual climate control. Fan speed, the fan speed is in the middle, temperature, modes, and everything has a really nice sound to it. So definitely Honda did a great job with the fit and finish and the quality. And this sport trim has heated seats, 3 stages. Here is the engine start stop. And by the way guys, this whole thing right here is very soft. So Honda did a great job with the dash. This right here is that synthetic rubber material. This is nice and soft, so a good amount of soft materials. But I've noticed something, that when opening and closing the window, the whole panel basically moves. It's kind of hard to see over the camera, but when the window goes down, the door panel moves a lot. And yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I've noticed something else is the screen. It feels like it's not really that tight. I feel like it should be a little bit more secured, but overall, a good amount of soft materials in this HRV. Again guys, I really like the honeycomb vent. Down here there is a good amount of storage place, 1 USB, 2 cup holders, nice and big. They're deep too. And there is 1 USB right here and another USB on the other side. And there is this bridge design. You can put a little bit of storage, you can put a little bit of things down here if you want to. And this is very soft. Again guys, I really like the orange stitching, and overall I think the interior of this HRV looks nice. And here is the shifter that will control the CVT transmission in this HRV. It does have a sport mode and a low gear, and I really like the stitching on the shifter. The shifter itself looks nice. I really wish it was a little bit smaller, or I really wish that Honda did a little bit different with the shifter. Maybe a button shifter would have been nice to free up some space, or maybe like a different design of shifter. Here is the drive mode: normal, eco, and snow. And as I showed you, there is a sport mode. But I'm very impressed with the amount of USBs in this HRV. There's 3 USB type A's, but I really wish there was like a 1 USB type C. Maybe that one right there, I think should have been like a USB type C. Hill descent, e-brake, and brake hold. And the armrest is very, very soft, more of the orange stitching. And inside there is a very good amount of space in that storage place. For a small SUV like this, to have this amount of space, I think that's very, very good. Here is the glove box. Glove box is good size. I've noticed something when I close the glove box hard, this whole dash kind of like shakes and moves, which I'm not a big fan of. Here is the rear view mirror. It does look good. It's almost frameless, very nice thin bezels, and LED lights, which is nice. Here is the button to turn on and turn off all the lights in this HRV. And this is nice and soft. Usually Honda does great with the visors. They make them nice and soft. So this is padded, wrapped in cloth. There's a good size mirror with a halogen light, and I'm glad that there's a good size mirror. But yeah, overall, the interior of this HRV looks good. Here is the back door panel. The back door panel has the same design as the front. This top portion right here is plastic. This is plastic. The door handle feels nice and solid. The armrest is a little bit on the harder side. The front one is very, very soft. And this one has some softness to it, but not as soft as the front. I love the stitching. Here is the window switch, a bottle holder. This is plastic. I really like the design. And here is a speaker. And for the back seats are actually nice and spacious. There's a good amount of headroom and legroom. There is no armrest, sadly, and I'm glad that Honda brought the stitching back here, that orange stitching. And by the way, when you fold those seats down, the bottom portion actually goes down to be able to make the back of the seats flat, and basically the whole floor flat. And something that I really like is the fact that the 2 lights in the back, they're touch sensitive. So very nice to see something like this in a Honda. And back here there is a small storage place. I really wish there was like a USB or USB-C or something like that in the back. And I really wish there was like some air vents, because this HRV is much bigger than the previous HRV. And that's how the front of this HRV looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of this 2023 Honda HRV Sport. If you guys are around and if you guys are interested, make sure to come see Xavier here at Executive Honda in Wallingford, Connecticut. And if you guys would like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe, because it does help a lot. And as always, I'll see you next time.